Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Mi channel. In Elbaf, the warrior tradition is extremely important. If Luffy is recognized as the true sun god, it will have a profound impact, especially on Loki, who proclaims himself as the sun god who will bring the end of the world. Now imagine perhaps this idea of a true sun god could create an identity or even a loyalty crisis within him, challenging his view of himself and his ambitions. It's possible that Loki, upon realizing that Luffy represents what he himself wanted to be, a leader with genuinely loyal followers and a clear purpose, begins to question his own position in Elbaf. Moreover, the fact that Luffy acts as a liberator, saving those who suffer under tyranny and manipulation, could awaken a genuine admiration in Loki. Perhaps he sees in Luffy a symbol of hope and freedom that he never found in his own journey. This kind of spiritual and philosophical connection is common in One Piece, where loyalty is based on shared principles. Loki is clearly a warrior, which means he respects strength. If he witnesses Luffy's ability to face adversity, especially when dealing with the monsters of the First World and Loki's subordinates, he may develop curiosity or even a reluctant admiration for Luffy. This admiration could be fueled by Luffy's persistence and unbreakable will, qualities that are also valued in Elbaf. Perhaps Loki sees in Luffy a leader who can do what he himself never could: unify people around a greater goal, but without the use of brute force or manipulation. This could create an interesting contrast between them, where Loki, for the first time, questions the effectiveness of his tactics of manipulation and terror compared to Luffy's charismatic and authentic approach. One theory that could gain traction is that Loki, upon learning of the connection between Luffy and Shanks, decides to try manipulating Luffy using Shanks' name as bait. However, he realizes that the loyalty and respect Luffy has for Shanks are unshakable. It's possible that upon seeing this pure loyalty, Loki realizes that Luffy is a different type of pirate, someone who values friends and allies more than power itself. However, this initial attempt at manipulation could transform into something deeper when Loki begins to see Luffy not just as a tool for escape, but as a leader capable of respecting and valuing those around him. Luffy's loyalty to Shanks and his commitment to his dream of becoming the Pirate King could inspire Loki to redefine his own ambitions. If Loki joins the crew, he could take on a role similar to that of an anti-hero. While he may not fully agree with Luffy's ideals and often adopt questionable methods, he could recognize the value of fighting for a just cause. In Elbaf, he is a feared figure, perhaps even hated, but alongside the Straw Hat Pirates, he would have the opportunity to redeem himself and even redefine his role as a warrior. Loki could join the crew as someone who still believes in strength, but who gradually learns from Luffy the value of loyalty and empathy. Loki's presence as a crew member would create an interesting dynamic, as he would have to learn to trust others, something he probably has never done fully. Another possibility would be for Loki to form a temporary alliance with Luffy to achieve a common goal, such as freeing Elbaf from a greater threat or protecting the legacy of the giants. In this case, Loki could initiate the partnership for convenience, but over time, he would begin to question his own role in the world and what it truly means to be a sun god. This temporary alliance could evolve into a stronger bond, and Loki might find himself reluctant to leave the crew by the end of the arc. However, he would not feel fully integrated until Luffy genuinely accepts him as a companion. This journey of acceptance and loyalty would be an opportunity to develop Loki's character and show a significant transformation. Considering that Elbaf is the most powerful nation in the world, there's important symbolism in one of its greatest warriors joining the Straw Hat Pirates. Loki could end up becoming an ambassador for Elbaf alongside Luffy, possibly creating an alliance between the giant people and the Straw Hat Pirates. This union could also be a major asset in the final battle, where Elbaf's power would make a huge difference. Loki's arrival in the crew would mean that Luffy not only gained a formidable ally, but also a symbol that even the greatest enemies can be won over, not just by strength, but by the influence of ideals and character. But who would be the true villain of this arc if not Loki? From the beginning of the series, the giants of Elbaf have always been portrayed as legendary warriors. This same construction has been seen previously with other powerful cultures like the people of Alabasta, where the desert warriors fought for the good of their people, and the Minks and Zoo, who also form a dedicated and distinctive community in their relationship with power and loyalty. Like these emblematic places, Elbaf promises to offer a setting with a distinct culture, where the themes of honor and strength will be even more emphasized. It's plausible to imagine that the pride of Elbaf and its devotion to battle will become central, and the giants may see in Luffy a figure who challenges their traditional notions, much like he did throughout his journey. Thus, Elbaf could offer an opportunity to revisit the idea of surpassing expectations and uniting around a goal, as seen in Dressrosa, where citizens and gladiators united against Doflamingo. The giants of Elbaf, just like the people of Alabasta and Dressrosa, will likely have a highly hierarchical social structure with well-defined values of honor and respect for the leader. Elbaf may have its own king or a divine figure, like Loki, who represents the strength and greatness of the nation. However, this figure may be in conflict with the way Luffy and his crew represent freedom and courage. Just as the inhabitants of Dressrosa were oppressed by Doflamingo's rule and the citizens of Alabasta suffered under Crocodile's manipulations, the giants of Elbaf could be influenced or even threatened by the Marines and the world government. A potential political manipulation, led by Akainu, could undermine the giants' loyalty to their own people, creating a direct parallel with the aforementioned arcs. And this is just the beginning of the creation of a central conflict between Elbaf and the world government, making it possible for Elbaf to become the stage for an epic battle with the same weight and emotional intensity as Marineford. The battle at Marineford was a turning point in the series. It represented the confrontation between two sides of opposing ideals and laid the foundation for Luffy's growth as a pirate and as the future pirate king. In Elbaf, we could see a new Marineford, a battle of gigantic scale that might be the culmination of everything Luffy and his crew have faced so far. However, this time, Luffy would be fighting as a true protagonist alongside formidable allies. Considering that the Marines, under Akainu's leadership, are already pursuing Luffy and his allies, it is reasonable to think that Akainu might decide to confront him directly in Elbaf. He knows that Luffy is gaining an increasing number of allies, and that, in a direct confrontation, this could pose a great risk to the world government. Thus, the Elbaf setting, with its warrior nation and a landscape that breathes grandeur, seems like the ideal location for Akainu to try to destroy Luffy and his crew once and for all. Akainu represents everything that Luffy rejects: control, oppression, and absolute justice at any cost. Marineford established Akainu as the perfect antagonist for Luffy, someone who firmly believes that the ends justify the means and is willing to sacrifice everything to impose his vision of order. The fact that he already killed Ace, Luffy's brother, adds a personal weight to the battle. In Elbaf, Akainu could position himself as an agent of absolute justice, seeing the giants as a threat to the peace of the world government, especially if they begin to openly support Luffy's cause. As we know, the Marines and the world government view any nation that embraces freedom with great fear. Elbaf, being a powerful warrior nation, represents an even greater danger to the established order, especially if it allies with the future pirate king. Additionally, Akainu doesn't know it, but Luffy, as the sun god, is the representative of the greatest threat to the Five Elders and Imsama, and in this way, he may be pressured to pursue him. Thus, Akainu could adopt an extreme posture of violence in Elbaf, using the excuse of justice to try to eliminate Luffy and his allies once and for all. This epic confrontation could symbolize not only Luffy's fight against the Marines, but also the resistance of free nations against the tyranny of the world government. This conflict could spark the fuse for Elbaf to join the Straw Hats in an act of resistance. The giants' pride and loyalty could make them powerful allies for Luffy, and this alliance would be crucial to face the military power of the Marines, led by Akainu. In this way, we would see a mirroring of the Marineford alliances, but this time, Luffy would be at the center, with an army by his side, fighting against an unyielding Marine force. If Loki truly is a character who navigates between loyalty and antagonism, he could play a crucial role in this battle. Loki, who might initially see Luffy as a threat to his power, could end up recognizing the strength and spirit of freedom in the protagonist, realizing that the fight against the Marines is, in fact, a fight for Elbaf's very identity. Just as the Marineford arc marked a significant change in the series, the Elbaf arc, with the Marines as the main villain, could mark the beginning of a new era. Akainu could suffer a devastating defeat that would shake the morale of the Marines and the world government, demonstrating that Luffy is not just an ordinary pirate, but a revolutionary figure. Luffy would emerge from this battle not only as a hero to Elbaf, but as a figure of hope for the world, a symbol of the struggle against oppression and for freedom. Elbaf, the world's most powerful nation, could declare Luffy as its ally, sealing a pact of friendship that would bring incredible strength to the final fight against the world government. And from that moment on, everyone in the world would know Luffy is the sun god. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.